Hello there, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of May the 13th through the 19th. I have already cleared the deck for your spread. I'm just putting the final shuffle on right now. While I'm doing that, what you need to know is this is a general reading. So not everything I see here will apply to every single Sagittarius who watches this video. For more information, you may want to watch your moon sign and your rising sign. If you're looking for more information about your love life, you may want to check your Venus sign. What else do we need to know? For those of you who would like to have a private reading where I'm looking strictly at only your energies and not the energies of the crowd of Sagittarians or whatever your rising sun or your moon sign or your Venus sign is, then feel free to go ahead and contact me and we'll get that taken care of pretty quickly. You can find all my contact information at my website, which is www.amista.info. Now, having said that, let's see about your cards for the week for Sagittarius. We had a flipper. He wanted to flip out in a different place. Okay, so let's see what comes up. Sagittarius, first off, for your environment. Environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. Usually it shows up as home, but I have seen it as work or school, etc. So for your environment, it looks like there's somebody in your environment that is sort of rubbing on your last nerve, maybe even jumping up and down on it. So you've got somebody you're not getting along with very well in your environment, basically. The next thing that comes up talks to me when we go back to environment. For some of you, you have somebody who is a third-party influence in your relationship that has come into your environment. So this means, say that you have a boyfriend. This could be another partner showing up in your environment. Maybe the other partner has moved into your home, or the other partner is now working where you work. But for some of you, not for all of you, but for enough of you that Spirit definitely wanted me to mention it, for some of you, your partner's other love interest or other partner is really moving in close to home, maybe even at home or into your workspace. That's not going to be true for everybody. For a lot of you, it's just going to be somebody jumping on your last nerve, but it's true for enough of you I had to mention it. So there is that. Let's look at subconscious leanings, Sagittarius. Here we have you really having an epiphany is what's coming up subconsciously. So there's something going on where you are getting the big picture all of a sudden, like a bright light comes on. And once you understand whatever this epiphany is about, what happens is not only does that bring understanding to a particular situation, but it also brings understanding to a lot of other things. It starts making puzzle pieces fit together all around wherever this epiphany comes up for you. Now, the next thing that comes up talks to me about your learning style and also your communication style. Wow, it looks like you guys are learning so much stuff. It's just really overwhelming for me to even think about it. I think that you have a lot of information coming at you. I think that you are particularly interested in learning about a particular person or persons. And I think you're seeing actually a lot of truth that is hard to look at. And you're learning a lot of truth that is hard to face here in this week, Sagittarians. Now, whenever I look at communication style, I feel like you've really got communication down. You're communicating exactly the right amount, exactly the right time. You're saying exactly what needs to be said. You're not saying it in an offensive manner. You're saying it in sort of a matter-of-fact type manner, and maybe even dressing up some of what you're saying, but mostly in a very matter-of-fact way as far as your communication. Next thing I'm looking at has to do with your work, Sagittarius. So first we're going to look at that work that we do, how we make a living. And then after that, we're also going to look at work as far as those things that you do to improve your own inner character, okay? So as far as making a living, it looks like you guys are well on the way to reaching a goal. You may even be reaching a goal this week that you've been working towards, and not only yourself, but this is something that you've been collaborating with others to achieve, or maybe you have coordinated others to get this to work. So maybe this is a big banquet or celebration, and you've been coordinating vendors and putting it all together, and this comes off successfully this week. Could be something like that. Or it could be something where you're in alliance with other people to pull something off or to make something manifest in a good way. Whatever it is, I see it going off successfully. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at has to do with inner work. And with inner work, what I'm feeling, Sagittarius, is that you're a little bit torn about something. Part of you wants to go this way, part of you wants to go that way. I'm hearing words from that song, should I stay or should I go now? I don't know if that's an old Duran Duran song or where that came from, but that's what's coming into mind. You're really thinking about, should I stay or should I go? For some of you, this is going to be a work situation. For some of you, this is going to be a personal situation. I'm really seeing a lot for a lot of you as far as personal situations here, although technically these cards could be for work as well. So I don't want to rule that out. We are doing a general reading, so it's going to manifest a lot of different ways for different people. But yeah, I feel like your inner work is to sort of settle that inner turmoil about, should I stay where I am or should I go on to something else? All right. Next thing we're looking at has to do with that part of you that is being grown or expanded right now. There's a couple of things that I'm pulling off of this card as I'm holding it. The first thing is that you are starting to feel hopeful about some things. And the other thing is that you are also following your intuition. And I think as you're following your intuition, that is bringing in this hopefulness for you, because you know, intuition does not lead you wrong, only leads you into the right situations at the right time with the right people. Next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about those things that you stand for, Sagittarians. Looks like you are confused about something and somebody's giving you a hard time. Hey, make up your mind already. No, you're going to have to tell them, step off the curb, Jack. This is a big deal. I want to take my time deciding. Next thing we have coming up talks to me about how other people perceive you. What I'm hearing is they perceive you as being reckless with money. They see that you're taking money out of savings and they don't know where the replacement is going to come from. And so they feel like you're being really reckless with your money. So the next thing that we have coming up talks to me about some pivotal energy. This energy, or if we resist this energy, really impacts how much the energy around us shifts for the week. Excuse me. It looks to me like there has been something that has been toxic in your life, Sagittarians, and whatever that toxic thing is, whether it's a drinking habit, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a work situation, whether it's a friendship, whatever that toxic situation is, I feel like you're walking away from it. You're, in fact, more than walking away from it, I feel like you're like this, get away from me. I've had enough, get away. You know, you're pushing it away from you. So not really walking away from it. I think that if you were walking away from it, there would be an element there of you leaving behind some things that probably were important to you and never recovering those, you know, not those exact things. Of course, you would recover and get similar things, but you're not walking away. You are holding somebody else at bay. So you're not walking away from anything that's yours. You're standing in your power, but you are demanding that that person give you your space because you no longer want to be a part of a toxic situation. Okay. Now, as you are pushing away from this toxic situation, we've got a couple of things going on. One of them is that communication is going to be really slowing down between you and this other person that you're pushing against, that you're pushing away. So communication is going to be really slowing down. I get the sense from these cards that that's going to be a double-edged sword for you, that some of you are going to be relieved that the communication is slowing down, and at the same time, you're going to miss this other person. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for you emotionally, because it's really, I think this is really a nail biter to see where you're going to end up landing on what side of the fence here, whether you miss the person too much or whether you are just relieved not to have to deal with them. The next thing that's going on is you get some good news about money. I feel like this is directly connected to pushing away from whatever that toxic situation was. That by pushing that toxic situation away, this is a lot easier on your pocketbook than what things have been before. And then the other thing that we have going on is people are showing their appreciation for you. They're showing you how much they care for you. So you have a really good support network that's coming around and bolstering you up and encouraging you as you're pushing away from that toxic thing, whether it's, you know, a toxic addiction, whether it's a toxic relationship, whatever that is, as you're pushing away from it, you're having people that are coming up around you and encouraging you and supporting you and lifting you up, letting you know how much they care about you. And I'm hearing also letting you know how relieved they are that you are pushing away from that situation. Okay? So that is what I have coming up for you guys, Sagittarius. I hope that you find it helpful. And I want to thank you for coming out, hanging out with me, for the thumbs up, for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, for the super chats. I don't think I'm seeing most of the super chats as they come in. So if I haven't thanked you personally, please don't hold that against me. I would love to do that, but I've only seen one super chat come in, and the analytics are telling me I've had way more than that. So my apologies to those of you who I have not thanked personally, and I'm hoping that YouTube will fix that soon. And then also thank you to all of you who have booked readings and have booked Reiki sessions with me. I do appreciate all of you so much. Everyone have a fantastic week. Peace out.